Hello.
Oh, good afternoon. It is now Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday afternoon, a crappy Wednesday.
Yeah, it's rainy, cloudy, not
And
fun.
it's kind of like the report we were about to give.
True.
A little cloudy and rainy.
Fitting.
Because I do think that, I don't know if my mic is actually on here. There it goes. Make sure your mic is on. My mic is on. There we go. So you have me on now.
There we go.
You might not have heard me earlier. Anyway, I said it was kind of, I picked her up in your mic. I picked me up in her mic.
Probably, yeah.
But the stats are in, guys, for New Jersey, and this is the first report that we're going to have some big news in.
Yes.
Because I think we've come up with a for the first time, folks, this has shown a decline.
These are the stats for December.
For December.
So the end of the
So
year
yeah,
stats.
this is the end of the year stats, and it seems like interest rates have taken their swipes at the New Jersey real estate market. And it's the first one we're kind of reporting on, which is the big reveal for this report. So I think it's the first time, like I said, the leading indicators here, some of them are decent. But it's definitely, showing a bit of weakness now. And let's get into those numbers, because I think that's really where the big reveal is going to be. And how much did we go down? How much of the... and there's a couple of leading indicators that say it looks like there's maybe a little bit more on that side. And I think we need to pay attention to this, because I think this is the biggest news in about 2 years from this market. Since February last year was a little bit of a decline. But there's some things that really I noticed in here that look like are a good possibility. I did not cross-post this, so today we know why the video won't be seen on the other page without sharing it. But anyway.
Yes.
The big, but it is a big reveal, because I do think we're going to hit we're gonna hit some turbulent water these next couple of months, as far as values are concerned. But there's some things here that have kind of like peaked up a bit, and so there's definitely softness. But let's get into the details, Keri. Let's get into the numbers, because I think that's what everybody wants to get into. It's not just the weather that's been icy.
No.
It's been a little bit of a decline, yeah.
Yes. So we're going to start off with settlers price ratio.
Yes. What do we got there?
So month over month, it's down 0.50%.
Down 0.5%. So the month's inventory, I think that's negligible, but is supportive of keeping prices at least more stable. But yeah, so it's the sales to list price ratio is down 0.5% from last month. It's still at 99.9%.
Yeah.
Again, and this is what we've talked about this before. One of the things we had was the prices of housing, and like from Monmouth and Ocean, there could be very variable factors involved with the two markets. So let's not delve back into like all those factors, but there are some big factors between houses that sell in Monmouth and some in Ocean. Like there's still places in Monmouth that are very hot, but I don't know if that's a question we have later, but we can get into that.
Yeah.
So what do we got there? So that's 99% of list price. So that's solid. It's definitely solid in those numbers.
Yeah.
And I think that funny thing is, could you still see? That's Alana. Alana's on. Hi, Alana. How are you?
Hi, Alana. No, I can't see.
Yeah. See, even my reading glasses. We mean business when I have reading glasses on. Usually I don't keep them on, but for this report, the numbers are tiny, so I like to really delve in.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna give those numbers on, but the prices are down. Like we said, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So
So the next thing I'd like to talk about is the month's inventory. That's down 12% month over month, and it's also down year over year.
okay, so the month's inventory from month over month to year over year, I think what we're looking at is basically seasonal. So I don't take it's a seasonal adjustment. So month's inventory typically will go down for January, just because people, the expired contracts, anybody who knows contracts, they expire out in December. A lot of times they pick up back in November. It's down 12%, which is seasonally probably in line. Still continues to go on. That means that what it would take for all the houses that are currently on the market to sell if nothing else came on. So that's pretty much the game there.
Yeah. How do you think the decrease in the month's inventory has been affecting buyer behavior for these counties?
Buyer behavior is they, the funny thing is buyers are not as quick to jump in this particular market. Although inventory is low, they still, there's kind of like a wait and see approach. They're not, because it's what we call like the frozen market. It's not like there's a ton of buyers ready to just do things on a moment's notice. But we did talk about it because you did the pre-live earlier you did a snippet.
Yes, from Staten
For the Staten Island stat report, and
Yeah.
that basically highlights, if you have, and I'm going to say this again, no matter what the market is, correctly priced homes in this market still receive multiple offers. And I think people that shouldn't be a threat to anybody who's going to put their house on the market. So long as all the parameters are correct, I don't see an issue with housing right now. People like achieving a sale because of the way the real estate market is behaving. But what you should be aware of as a buyer is, and I've said this before, if you like the house, and I'm going to repeat it, if you like the house and that you're even considering a bid, chances are somebody else is. So I do say this with a certain amount of understanding of even the 2008 market when I was in. And people the general assumptions are is that there's nobody buying, and that's a mistake. There are people buying, and if it's enough to entice you to say, or give you a
Yeah.
you could bet your bottom dollar it's going to be an acceptance soon. People kind of gravitate toward the same things for the same reasons, and when you have a low inventory market like we have, there will be no choices in the matter. If you like it, someone else will. You will not. Chances are you still won't go back and find it 3 weeks later. It may take a week, it may take 2 weeks, but it's not going to be there for 3 weeks later. Because most people are enticed by the same things. Every buyer is enticed by price, location, and it's enough. If there's enough attention to, which is another thing, is there enough attention put on the house when it goes on the market is another issue. So it needs to be considered. But I do feel that most people think that because the market may have tailed off, that there's no buyers in the market, or they're going to be able to discount their price substantially based on a house that they like. I just don't see it. I don't see that like coming in with a big discount on a house. We've had a couple of them recently. They're coming. The houses that are good are absolutely getting still close to list price for the houses. So it's not. I would not put in the idea that just because we were going to talk about the numbers coming down a bit, that anybody should assume that these are trailing indicators. And they should make a decision based on that solely. So, like I said, if they like it, somebody else does at the same price. It's not going to be there. I've done it 1,000 times. I can't tell you. I've sold a lot of houses in my time in doing this, and I just know that it's just one of those things that they basically people overestimate the market based on what they hear, and that nobody else is going to bid on it, so let me wait it out and see what happens. Maybe something else better. We come back to it, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. So that leads me to the pending listings
Yes.
also being down
Yeah.
20% just month over month. So
Okay.
a month
Seasonally adjusted, that's still a pretty stark difference from a year ago. So it's a 20% month over month drop. Oh, year over year drop. So that's
year over year
is right, 20.
No, month over month is 20. Year over year it's up only 1.28%.
Okay, yes, I gotcha. So I mean, for December, year over year, it's down 20, right?
No.
Because month over month it's saying blank.
No, month over month it is down 20.9.
Yeah.
Year over year it's down 1.28.
Okay, so month over month.
I mean, it's up 1.28.
Right, it's 1.28 for the okay. So I do think that we're seeing, this is again a little bit of softness. These numbers are not great.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not great at all. So I think, I think what you're seeing is at 20%. I guess, one of the things is it's a seasonally adjusted number, but when you talk about 20%, that's pretty significant. That's significant enough to give a little bit of pause. But with interest rates and seasonality, the 20% drop, I mean, typically, you may see 15 at a high level. Coming over 15 is a little bit not too great. Not the great thing to see. The year over year difference is still up. Pending listings have changed. They're up 1.28%, about 1.25% from a year ago. Yeah. So there has been some good news on the pending listing side in the yearly numbers. That thing is always.
I'm always banging into it. I know.
Yeah, we gotta get like a special thing for this, like a cage. But the big thing is that numbers are down. The pendings are down 20% year over year.
Month over month.
Month over month, excuse me.
Yeah, active listings, new listings, sold listings are also down month over month.
My glasses are crooked, so everything comes up crooked.
Oh yeah,
you're
it's
reading
like crooked. Yeah.
It's like the line. I gotta look at lines. So if you look at my sheet, it's kind of like these little thin lines. But we gotta perfect that.
No, yeah, we'll definitely.
It's my age is showing.
No.
Yes.
I can't see.
Oh, okay. But anyway, let's get to the next thing.
The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the pending average listing.
Right.
That's down 5.54% month over month. But it's actually up 16.40% year over year. So I want to know what you think about that, because
I think it's a leading indicator. That's not a good sign.
No. I didn't think so either.
Yeah, what it means is the pending average listing, meaning that people are going for lower priced houses. So of the pendings that are on the market, of the pendings that are there, basically what's happening is people are choosing to go lower on the price. Now, you got to really understand over the course of a year, it's up 16%. So it's people were definitely coming up in price for a period of time. So if you're going to look at a curve, it's going to have. If you look at the curve on this, it's probably like a bell-shaped curve. So like you're going to see from like maybe last year to this year, because last year was not great either at this time. And seasonally adjusted numbers can be quite different. But at this is based on the price of the house. So when we say a month-over-month decline. So people are going for a 5% discount in the choice of house, saying that the ones that are pending, price-wise, what they're being listed at, people are looking at lower, obviously in the lower price range. So that's really the pending average listing price is down 5. So people are not going for the higher price stuff.
Yeah.
So that's basically what this is saying here. If you're probably in the let's just give the median sale price right now is let me just get this here. The median listing price is $488. The median sold is $480.
Yeah, $488 and 480. Yes.
The sold average sale is 600. So if you're coming over 600,000, you're going to start seeing erosion in the buyers coming out for coming out to bid on houses. So you're looking at you're looking at people looking at lower priced housing as part of their.
Yeah.
And that's what's leading to the next thing. So that's a leading indicator. So it's definitely something that we need to pay attention to because it's showing softness in the market. Specifically, for everybody that's just tuning in, this is the stats for New Jersey and Monmouth and Ocean counties. We're located here in the great state of New York.
Yes, Staten Island.
So we have all the buyers that come over to you guys over to the New Jersey side of things. So it's important to see what buyers are going to be looking for when this home selling season is just about on the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that leads me to the next thing, sold average listing, because that's also down month over month, 3.17.
Yeah.
And it is also up 8.88. It just looks like a lot of things are down for month over month on this.
Yeah, and that's some of this is seasonal, like I said. So there's some weakness seasonally. This is definitely pronounced. So you don't like to see this number. So the sold average, that's the sold average listing is down 3%. There you go again. I'm gonna keep your elbows.
I know. I always move. That's why I always move.
But the big thing is that we're going to look at this. The sold average right now is down. So this is the first time the new average listing price is also down month. So people are actually putting the house on for less now.
Yeah.
The sold average sale is down 3.66. Sold median sale price is down 3%. So prices come down 3% month over month. That's a pretty stark, but for a 1 month change, it's quite pronounced.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the first time we're reading this, guys. So it's like this is kind of news because it's the first time we've seen it. I think I think February last year we saw it. I saw it. I think, though, some of the leading indicators then was that there was, already interest rates were dropping this time last year. So after a blip, quite a bump up in October of 2021 into 2022, October basically saw rates come slightly above 7 and then quickly drop down to under 6. Now, we're in the 6.7s, somewhere in there. And so I do think that's playing that's not what it was when the things turned around and basically led to a boost in sale price. So the year-over-year difference in the average sale price, right, is up. Yeah.
Average sale price, it's up year over year.
9%, right?
Yeah.
I think last report was up, like I said, to 3% there. So it's like close to 12%. And then this year it's year over year, meaning at the same point last year, it's still up 9%, but it has declined month over month.
Yeah.
So there's the first month over month decline. We have to see if that's a trend or something that's like going to continue. I don't think right now is a trend. But the one thing that is a little bit concerning here is the pending average listing is. So people are definitely seeking a 5% discount there. So the pendings, it's down 5% from their list price. People are bidding on lower priced houses. So whatever's pending is actually coming down. So I do see, like, moving forward as a leading indicator, we're seeing that could be something that weighs on the market, maybe going into the spring. We really have to pay attention to that. But I think for all the sellers out there who get hearing this for the first time, it's something we need to monitor very closely.
Yeah.
Because this could be like maybe part of a bigger period of drop. Now, I'm going to say this too. This is Monmouth and Ocean County, so there's stark differences between the houses that are actually between the markets in the north part of those regions to the south part. So typically, Ocean County is more volatile a market. I think we have a thing called the whip effect, which we actually, we have a little featurette that talks about the whip effect. As you move further and further away from New York City, basically the price swings. So this could be starkly different. Some of them, this may hit areas that are more susceptible. So some of these numbers could be buoyed by stronger markets. So it's something to pay attention to for sure. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yes.
Yeah, so what's the next thing you have?
The next thing, well, you kind of talked about it already. It is the sold medium sale.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, we basically, the sold medium sales down. So the numbers on the sold average, this is a trailing indicator, guys. So we had talked about some of these weaknesses maybe presenting themselves this year. It's going into 2024. Yeah, so we kind of like look at it and say, oh, is it or isn't it a problem yet with some of the weaknesses we saw in the prior reports? Pendings were a little bit weaker. And this report's definitely highlighting like what we were kind of seeing in the numbers before. It's actually showing up, which is in the trailing indicator, which is price. But some of the leading indicators. So yeah, a couple of things. Is there more to the new listings? That's where I wanted to get into.
The new listings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the new listings are down month over month, 37.53%. Month over month.
No fret there. That's a seasonal thing. So a month over month from December to January is going to be the most seasonally adjusted time. It's still that's a big drop in new listings month over month, but it's seasonal. So I'm not as concerned. If you tell me this number and we were in March or April, I'd be like, I don't think it's a problem yet.
Now, but the year over year also dropped 6.79%.
Yeah. 6.79%.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think is causing this? And
I think I think what's happening is people who basically they're in a lower interest rate situation. They're going to see that the low interest rate situation is going to keep people in their house longer. They don't want to trade out there, maybe the 3 or 4% rate, and change it to be like change their rate to be a little bit more. There's Victor. I have good vision today.
you do, honestly. Mine's not. I
must have had a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Because my vision is good. Victor, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Victor.
So the big thing is that we're talking about those New Jersey stats.
Yes.
So they weren't great.
No.
What do you think about that, Vic? He's one of the agents in our office who handles both states.
Yes.
And has a new listing coming up over, and we're going to be heading out on Monday.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Keri.
Keri.
Keri Q.
Yep.
But the big thing is that so the new listings goes into the month's inventory situation. It's people are just they're not inclined without any specific reason to sell. For varying reasons, obviously, but it's just they don't want to lose their 4%.
No.
I mean, 4, 3. Ooh, I got like a frog in my throat. Get that frog out. But the big thing, listings, is big and huge. Yes, Vic, there's a new one coming up. But the big thing is we're going to see some. Now that's really we're going to see like how this is going to impact markets.
Yeah.
I'm strapping her down. If you see her in the next episode that like ties, I'm gonna tie her like arms next to her body.
No, I'm sorry. It's the shirt,
It's the shirt.
too. It has
Yes.
holes.
It's blame it on the shirt when all else fails. But the big thing is that the prices are coming down, and again, we're highlighting that. So if you're going to
Prices are
see
coming
this
down.
later, if you want to rewind and see what's going on, because I think that's where we're seeing prices.
Prices go
Where we go into the numbers there. So go backwards in the feed on the scroll bar for our timeline.
Yeah.
For the video timeline, you're gonna see what those. I'm not gonna keep repeating it.
So based on the data, what are your projections for the new year real estate market, or like the quarter of the year?
Yeah, this quarter.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to predict a year out because there's always too many. This is going to be an interesting year.
2024. Yeah.
Very interesting year. 2024 is going to be. It's already started with a bang.
Yeah. No.
It's always. It's like started.
It's
like, but it starts off with a. Well, I mean. Geez, where do you go? I mean, it's really, this market has been whether it's the Wall Street. Now, Wall Street, just so you know, and this is where like everybody is like, it's very confusing. So most people are not, it's like everything's disjointed or out of place, or like maybe not like people aren't in place like with like a market like this. You see the stock market at all-time highs. It has reached all-time highs. But yet people at the ground level, at the economy level, don't feel like it's been helpful to them.
Yeah.
So it seems to be a disconnect between Main Street, Wall Street factors and like what's going on there, besides what's happening on Main Street. But it's not typical that, I mean, last year we saw a pretty steep decline in stock prices, obviously. And then this year, 2023 was really a fantastic year. AI has been the dominant factor, and I think that's where this economy and the timing is quite strange. So the next quarter, I think things will. They're trying to find the right footing, and a lot. So what you're seeing is a more uncertain housing market. It's not like nobody's going to say that this is like. There's no real potential here for anything like any significant decline for any period of time. So it just takes, the Fed's going to meet again and talk about rates. So depending on what comes out of those meetings, we may see rates come down a little bit. The market is so interest rate driven right now because so much of the cycle of housing has to do with the pricing of money. So it's highly volatile. For the first time in a very long time, the markets are more volatile. The real estate market is volatile just based on like a 0.5% increase and decrease in rates could substantially impact prices quite drastically and quite quickly. Yeah. I've never seen real estate markets move like this. This is the first time in 18 years of doing this that I've actually witnessed where I mean, it doesn't quite move as like a stock price, but you could literally have volatile pricing in housing quite drastically from week to week. So a house literally could gain, I could say as much as 3 or 4% within a week or a month. So like based on the volatility of interest rates. So if the interest rate peaks up a little bit, the fall off is drastic, and equally in the other direction. So as soon as the interest rate comes down, the only one thing we've always said is jobs, and that's been where the weak spot's been.
Yeah.
And I think they're saying it's 3.7% unemployment rate. I beg to differ that the situation is better than it was before. You can go on TikTok and you can see everybody complaining about layoffs happening everywhere.
Yeah, I actually just saw something. They're closing a couple of Macy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are getting
Laid off.
Yeah, from
big
Macy's.
retailers.
Macy's is big though.
Yeah.
It's a big
I mean, it's a big employer.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think what you're seeing is inflation has hit the consumer in ways that it's going to affect retail because people just don't have the money to like, they don't have discretionary budgets. They don't have much to go around as far as like where their prices are going to be. So the big thing is like what's this going to mean moving forward. I think that's the last piece of this puzzle is what happens with the job market. If the job market does weaken, I expect prices can maybe erode a little bit further. I do think there's going to be some relief though in the form of interest rates. I don't think they can afford to hold out like interest rates without doing some serious damage long term. So let's see how that plays out because I think that's where we're going to see the biggest difference from this year to next year. Is the last piece of this has been the job market, which has remained relatively stable, even though I don't get the sense at the ground level it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. So, but we'll have to see because I don't think that moving forward we're going to be absolutely certain that this is going to play a factor. So the big news for this report is, I think that's right. This is the advice for the buyers and sellers.
Yes.
We basically hit that.
Yeah.
The advice is be patient. Be patient with the process. It's going to take some maneuvering. And you have to deal with people who are very, very like understanding of what the market's going to permit and not permit, because that could make the difference in a fatal decision to overprice something or underprice something, which you don't really do. But I think overpricing based on like can be an issue based on this latest report, which is showing a decline. Yeah. In sale prices for the first time, I think since a year ago. There was a decline last year, month over month. This is the first month over month decline in a year, but the price is still up 9% from year over year in numbers. So so the sold average sale price is down a little over 3.5%. So there you have it. They're down. So the first time in the year we're reporting on numbers coming down just a little bit. So 3%. Some people, that's a lot. But this is it. We give it to you straight. Yep. That's pretty much the ball game. And again, as a trailing indicator, this is not an indication of what the market will do. But I don't see. It seems to be pretty static. If that inventory rate stays where it is, prices aren't going to move too much more. Yeah. But it's like I said, everything is really. How the Fed's going to handle interest rates in the next couple of months. So indications are they're not going to lower maybe till June. First it was thought March, maybe June. But let's see. Let's see.
Maybe June, okay.
Yeah. It was for the FOMC, they're going to lower rates. Not a direct correlation, but it's definitely, there's some correlation. I think the interesting thing is what the news puts out today. So the FOMC, I think they lowered the chances of lowering interest rates to maybe 50-50. I think it was the last I saw. So the big thing is like if they lower it, how the 10-year Treasury holds up. I'll check on that. We'll see what the 10-year Treasury is once we're completed here. So that's where we're at. Yep. Keep talking about the numbers now.
Keep talking about the numbers? We could.
Are you gonna buy a house next year or what?
Oh God, I don't think so.
No.
No.
You're not gonna move to Florida?
I'd love to move to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't your parents buy last year?
Yes, they bought a house.
And are you planning on going down there anytime soon? I'm not gonna get the request in the email. It's coming up while we have it on the air.
Yeah, actually, Anthony. No.
Yeah, next week I'm gonna be heading out that way.
No, I do plan on going down in the summer some time, but
Okay.
haven't
That's
thought
good.
about it. Yeah, they're actually going down soon, my parents, so
Well,
fun.
sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's our report.
Yeah.
Hopefully, check us out on what social media?
Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube,
Next door.
Nextdoor, LinkedIn, Threads. We have it all.
You have it all. Threads.
Yeah.
Threads. Thread the needle. Anyway, great talking to you. We'll see you very soon.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.